Good afternoon. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush, and I am playing today with the Daniel Smith Autumn. I know I spelled that wrong. Sorry about that. Triad of the Rose of Ultramarine, Undersea Green, and Aussie Red Gold today. And I already had the colors, so I didn't go ahead and buy the set because I already had them here. And I've also got some here mixed up in my little ramekins. The Undersea Green is it's a granulating color. That's what I'm trying to say. Granulating. So it will likes the water. So let me mix this up a little bit more because that's a little bit too thin. If you really want to see the granulation. And it's just kind of splattering on my thumb. So I'm just going to kind of splatter here. I've spritzed my paper. This is a little bit of a it's a wedge liner brush. Just going to see what it does in the... I did a really nice painting yesterday with just my dagger striper liner. You may have seen it with on Facebook. Or I like the Undersea Green. It's a little intense right here, so I might get back and spritz that some more. I didn't get everything wet, but I can just bring some water back in here. See the granulation is in that. And I like the soft marks that I can get with this brush. So I'm just going to leave that right there for the moment. And then let's try a different color. I kind of like to do just for fun is come into my Rose of Ultramarine, just little tiny drops here. Just drop a little bit. Oh, those aren't too little. Kind of be like a almost wildflower scene here. Got some that are a little bit too big. Just kind of splatter this. What I'm going to do with my handy dandy paper towel, this is already wet from previous painting, but I come in here and kind of dab this one up a little bit. I don't want it quite as pronounced. I can just kind of leave some kind of a hint of colors there maybe. And I might even just drip back into my paper towel because that's giving me some kind of cool marks. Well, that's kind of cool as well. See, just experiment. You never know what you're going to get. So I like that. I like that effect. It's kind of a, you see kind of a little bit of a bluish coming out as well. Then let's get into our ultramarine. This is the Autumn Triad. I don't mean ultramarine. I just did ultramarine. Aussie Red Gold. But I get some new colors, even though I already had these, but it was a new Triad. I like to put them on a 300-pound piece of paper and just make my own dot card. And then I can just kind of play with them as I wish. And again, I'm just kind of, it's still wet because this is 300-pound paper. Kind of here, make some marks. Can kind of suggest some wildflowers coming up here. It's a nice combination of colors, and even though I'm doing kind of wildflowers, this would be great for autumn. I like that, and I like this brush. I can use just the tip, or I can come down and make some longer marks. That's pretty. I like that. Let me kind of want to wash this out just a little bit here. I like the soft look. And I might come back in with some more of my Rose of Ultramarine and maybe just tap some on here. I'll get a little flower scene. This shouldn't take too long to dry, although this is 300-pound paper. I like 300-pound paper. I like working with it. I actually don't want to mess with this too much because I like what it's doing. I'm just gonna come back in here with just a few more little of my ultramarine marks from my foliage and let them kind of blend with the others, the other flowers coming up here. And just kind of give it that wispy feeling. And it's not necessarily autumn, but I like this combo and I like what it's doing here. So thanks for joining me, and like and subscribe if you wish. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush. Thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you later. There's my finished painting. Let's bring it up a little bit bigger so you can see. That's the Daniel Smith Triad of Rose of Ultramarine, Undersea Green, and Aussie Red Gold. Nice. Talk to you later. Thanks for coming.